Hi everyone, bonjour tout le monde. Je vais faire ça en anglais parce que toute notre conversation va se passer en anglais. S'il y a des gens qui ne parlent pas anglais et qui voudraient de l'assistance, veuillez me laisser savoir dans le chat et on va voir ce qu'on peut faire pour vous. Mais c'est vraiment tous les artistes leur première langue est en anglais, donc on va tenir ça dans cette langue-là. Et puis, toutefois, si vous avez des questions en français, n'hésitez pas à les poser, puis je ferai la traduction au fur et à mesure. So, this being said, my name is Roxane Arsenault. I'm co-director of Centre Clark. I'm really happy to be here with the artists, also with fellow teammates. Manon, hi, co-director with me. Hello. And obviously, Prakash, our amazing mediator culturel, cultural mediator. Before we start, I'd like to remind you all these things that are written on white. It didn't show up like this when I did the PowerPoint, but it's just usual stuff. Maybe the most specific thing is that we are recording this talk, and the talk will be available afterwards online. So if you don't want to appear, just maybe take out your camera, so that way you are advised. This program, the cultural mediation program of Clark, is sponsored by Ubisoft. They've been a partner for many years, and we're really happy that they allow us to do all sorts of amazing things like hosting this talk tonight. This being said, Prakash, it's all yours.
Hi everyone, thank you. So like Roxane said, my name is Prakash Krishnan, and I am the cultural mediator here at Clark. And just before we begin, I'd like to start off by acknowledging that the Centre Clark is located on unceded Indigenous lands. The Kanien'kehá:ka Nation is recognized as the custodians of the lands and waters on which we gather today. Jojagir, Montreal is historically known as a gathering place for many First Nations. Today, it is home to a diverse population of Indigenous and other peoples. We respect the continued connections with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationships with Indigenous and other peoples within the Montreal community. And it is with this in mind that Clark has been collaborating for the past few years with the Indigenous Curatorial Collective, and we support, to the best of our abilities, Indigenous artists and curators across different sectors of our programming. Speaking of programming, we have a wonderful program for you all today, featuring talks with our 4 artists who are in exposition right now at Clark. So we're going to start off first by presenting Lina Choi. Lina Choi was born in South Korea in 1990. She is a visual artist who majored in sculpture at the Royal College of Art in London and is currently living and working in Quebec. Through her installation work, she utilizes sounds by exploring the relationship between unspoken social expectations and rules placed on individuals and how the soul identity of humans locates them in societies. Her most recent solo show, The Noise Lab, was held as part of her artist residency at Incheon Art Platform in South Korea. She has presented a sound performance for Satellites in Bochum, Germany in 2021. She has also participated in group shows, the 7th International New Media Art in South Korea, Emergent Vision in London, and the Leeds Summer Group in Leeds in the UK. And with that, I will pass on the mic to Lina to take it away.
Hello. Hi, I'm Lina Choi. I'm gonna share the screen first. So, can you see my screen? Okay. So, I'm Lina Choi. I'm the artist showcasing for Poste Audio. I know. Sorry, it's French, right? Sorry. And I'm glad to be the artist, first artist since the listening station was renovated. And I'm gonna show and explain my work first. This sound sculpture that I'm showing for Post Audio is titled Ambient Box Number 1, and from the speaker, from the ceiling, a sound work, What Twin Dreams, is played on loop. So while audiences listen to the sound work from the speaker, they also make sound playing with the sound box. So they explore sounds and try to add more sounds on the sound work. So this is the basic concept of my work. And the ambient box is amplified with two contact microphones, which are placed under the desk and connected to the speaker. So you can hear the sounds that you're making directly from the speakers, as well as the sound work of 10 Dreams. So the box has the guitar strings, springs, elastic bands, and hairpins. So most of them are easily found in our everyday life. So I play the video. Oh. And also, when I did some test with this, I recorded this sound with my sound mixer, so you can probably hear clearer. So basically, I'm playing the box and as like a musical instrument, and then I'm adding more sound on the original the sound piece. And I've been interested in noise box. So those boxes are called noise box, and I made some noise boxes before, but I wanted to make something bigger, and I wanted to make a kind of like a musical desk or musical sculpture or an everyday object musical instrument. So it was a big inspiration. And also I found those kids musical tables, and I found them really interesting. And also at the moment that the listening station at Clock was going to be renovated, and they said they were not sure about the table at the desk at the station. So I decided to make a musical desk instead of using the desk that was previously used at the listening station. And I named the exhibition title The Desk Lab. So anyone can make sounds by playing with the desk. And then the listening station turns into a kind of like small sound lab. And then I want to show you my previous work that gave me a starting point for ambient box. So I had a solo exhibition as a final project for artist residency in South Korea last year. And then the title of the exhibition was The Noise Lab. And it had the same concept, which everyone can explore or experience sound at a sound station. And then for the exhibition, I showed the video sound installation titled Extraordinarity. And before for this installation, I had several sound workshops with the local people around the residency, and we walked around the city and recorded the sounds from anything that we found. And finally, I used their sounds for my video as a background music. And then I made a kind of like a music with the recorded sounds from the workshop participants. So as you can see, we just we went to a park, or they're just recording the water sound from the fountain or whatever. um so this it was the so this each speaker has a different sound, and then it kind of like it's harmonized and makes like a background music for the video. So at the exhibition space there was a sound station, so everyone could sit there and make sounds with the prepared objects. And then two of the speakers were connected to the microphone. So when they made sound with objects, the sound were directly heard from the speakers. So basically they added more sounds in real time on my installation, and they're trying to find a good sound for the video. And um, so I think they were kind of like doing a performance, and because there were the other visitors walking around or sitting around the installation, so they just did like maybe the kids didn't care, I don't know. So they just see the video like this, and then they kind of like made sounds. So I decided to make a collaborative and participatory sound work with the same concept as my solo exhibition last year, because I really want audiences to interrupt my work when they normally when people go to see art, and they should not touch the artworks, and if they touch the artworks by accident they feel guilty. So I was thinking like, oh, why not making a participatory work, and then in the production time I can collaborate with people also, and they can make a part of my work, or they can actually involve in the production. And even during a show they can just touch and interrupt art. So I've had a huge interest in interactive art with audiences. And also I think people still don't really imagine art with the sound. So at the same time I want to give them a kind of chance to experience art with stimulating their auditory senses. um, and in terms of the audio autumn dreams from the speaker, and I had a question. The question was, why do humans want to hear water sound? Because every time I had the sound workshops, or I had a chat with people, they say they want to capture water sound. And then I found it interesting, because also myself, I want to capture water sound. So whenever I pass by a river or stream or the sea, I feel like I have to stop and record some sounds from the water. And I believe, or or maybe I just heard from someone, or I read an article. When we're in mother's womb, we feel relaxed in the bag of water. So during pregnancy, the fetus is cushioned by amniotic fluid in the womb. So I think we just naturally remember the feeling of comfort when we were surrounded by or protected by the water, mother's water. Um, so, but reversely, water is a kind of fear to me. I'm scared of swimming in a pond or something where I can't really see under my feet. So water represents so many different things, I think, and it could be a source of life, or fear, or feeling of peace, or a symbol of purification. So it, the water can represent so many opposite things as well. So a book, Water and Dreams, came to my mind because I needed to read this book in 2015 for a group exhibition, which was inspired by this book. And I started reading it again. I'm still reading it. It's a bit difficult. And I named the audio piece the same title as the book. So I said earlier, I love recording water sound. I had to stop. So I used all the field recordings that I had, and the sounds are from the sea, rivers, or my water bottles, or just bathroom sink. And also I used some samplings of underwater sounds. So I expressed my mixed feelings about water with the narration and the breathing sound. And the breathing sound intervals get shorter as the narrator goes into the deeper water. uh, I think deeper water means the deep inside of myself, or my inner self, maybe. But I don't want to determine exactly what the sound work says, because I want I want the audiences to find their own thought and feelings when they listen to this piece, or I just want them to feel like, they're just surrounded by water, or they feel like in water. So I brought my sound piece, but it's 6 minutes, so just I'm gonna play my sound a little bit. I'm drifting in water, slowly, looking for something. That's all I have. Thank you for listening. Thank you. How do I stop?
Thank you so much, Lina, for sharing your work with all of us. It was like really great to see some of your earlier works and sort of how the progression into the Desk Lab. So now we'll open the floor if people have any questions. Let me just change my Zoom view. So we'll do the Q&As for each of the artists individually. So if you have any questions for Lina, feel free to, you can use the raised hand function in Zoom, or you could just open your mic and say hello. In the meantime, I can start. Lina, I really appreciated sort of this quandary you posed about how it's a little bit taboo to touch art, and then by touching the art, people might feel bad. Because I've already had several people ask me at the gallery whether or not they could touch the exhibit or it was there to be played with, and I was like, yeah, go for it. Definitely go touch the things. But I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about how you got to your approach of participatory artworks and kind of where you hope to see your future works in terms of working with participatory audiences and yeah, the idea of maybe a play and performance and how those are all intertwined.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, but I know at first, always those kind of installation, always people ask me, can I touch? Or looking at me weirdly, and then should I touch or not? But anyways, I don't know. I don't have any exact plan for participatory work, but I want to keep doing the workshops, and I'm planning to make the sound work to be more three-dimensional now. That's actually at the moment the plan that I have. And yeah, and then I want to make a full video installation with the underwater video, and people can sit there or just laying down there, and then listening to the sound, and then they can have thoughts and they think, and meditation. That's what I'm planning now. Oh, I don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, strange. Yeah, I was just saying that I think the theme of meditation really comes clearly through the sound piece, Water and Dreams, and then yeah, the aspect of the play and this the sound making and meditation. I think it's an interesting use of the a reframing of the desks. I think now me personally in COVID, the desk is such an oppressive, sad place of work and writing and stress and research, but it's fun to have your work there to sort of get us to rethink about how we're using our spaces, the found objects as these spaces of creativity. And I think all that is quite wonderful. So thank you for sharing your work with us.